Shalom, I have a great story for you. What an amazing story I have for you today. It is about Aharon the Cohen Gadol. Now, Aharon was a very special person. Everyone loved Aharon. And one of the reasons why everyone loved Aharon is because he was Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom. He loved peace and he always ran after it to make peace. Let me give you an example, and that example will be our story for today. We're going to talk about two people. They're make-believe, but there are always people like this, okay? One was named Reuven and one was named Shimon. And Reuven once went over to Shimon and said to him, that shirt doesn't fit you so well. Now, Reuven didn't mean anything insulting about it, but Shimon took it as a very big insult. He said, what? You think my shirt doesn't fit? He was very upset. And he said something very mean back to Shimon. He said, yeah, well, you know what? The only reason why your shirts fit is because they're so ugly. Oh, they were both very insulted. And both of them went home. They told their families, do you know what Reuven said? Do you know what Shimon said to me? They're back and forth. They said, I'm never going to say anything to him again. Never going to talk to him. The family said, well, maybe you can look past it. He said, no, never going to. Well, Aharon the Cohen Gadol, would find out about Reuven and Shimon or people like him that were fighting, and instead of going over to them and yelling at them or saying, hey, you really shouldn't have said that, or I'm really upset that you said that, instead he would think to himself, how's the best way I can make them have shalom with each other? They can have peace with each other. How can I do that? And he said, here's the very best way. I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell each of them that the other one is really sorry, but he's embarrassed. And this is what Aharon used to do. You ready? Watch this. He would go over to Reuven's house and knock on Reuven's door and say, Reuven, are you home? And say, well, who's at my door? It's Aharon the Cohen Gadol. At my house? What? He would sit Reuven down and he would say, Reuven, I have something to tell you. But I want you to listen. Okay? I was talking to Shimon. Now, the truth is, he never spoke to Shimon. I was talking to Shimon, and Shimon was telling me that he said something really mean to you, and he's so sorry, but he's so embarrassed, he can't come to ask forgiveness. Maybe if you went over and said hello to him, then he would apologize. So Reuven sat and thought it over and said, oh, you know what? I'll get back to you, Aharon. Thank you very much for coming over. Then Aharon would run over to Shimon's house. Who's at the door? He'd say, it's Aharon the Cohen Gadol. Let him in. So Aharon the Cohen Gadol would come into their house and he would sit down with Shimon and he would say, Shimon, I have to tell you, I was just at Reuven's house. Now that part was true. And I was talking to him about your fight. Also true. And Reuven said to me, he's so sorry and so embarrassed about what he said. He's so embarrassed he can't even come over and apologize. That part's not true. But Shimon heard and said, whoa, Reuven is so sorry and if he's sorry for what he said, then I should really forgive him. And back at Reuven's house, Reuven was sitting there with his family and talking to them and said, if he really feels that way, then I should forgive him. And they would go walk towards each other's house. They'd meet in the middle, and each one would think the other one was about to apologize, and they would step up and they would say, you don't even have to apologize. I am so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry for what happened. And they would say, we used to be best, and they would make up. Now, a couple of days later, they might figure out the trick that Aharon pulled, that he told each of them that the other one wanted to make shalom, and the families knew the trick. And that's why everyone loved Aharon, because they realized Aharon could have gone over to Reuven and said, you should never have said that. And he could have gone over to Shimon and said, you should never have said that. And get very angry at them and say, I'm the Cohen Gadol. You should listen to me. You can't say things that hurt other people's feelings. But instead of doing that, Aharon would come over and Aharon would say to himself, what's the best way I can make peace between people? And that's what we should be. We should be Ohev Shalom, Verodev Shalom. We should be people that love peace and run after peace. Instead of getting in fights and waiting for somebody else to say they're sorry, we should do our very best to make peace ourselves. Isn't that an amazing story and an amazing lesson? maybe next time we'll tell another story about Aharon and show another way that he brought peace. See you guys. Bye-bye. What a great story.